All right, you're welcome back. This is still the Drive Time Cruise on Galaxy 99.1 FM. And I have my guest right seated with me, trying to intimidate me though, but you know, famous album, the Odogu one. I know you and my guest today, he is, of course, a Nigerian actor, Nollywood to be precise, okay? And he is a filmmaker, a musician, surprisingly, okay? He's a musician, and trust me, he's got the voice, he's got the persona, he's got the charisma, and also the personality, and he is a model. I'm super excited sitting with him right here in the studio. I'm talking about the one and only, the amazing, handsome Yemiblaq. I'm okay. How are you?
Nice to be here in the studio today.
Where have you been?
It's been a minute. I was being supposed to, I was supposed to be on the show some time ago, but unfortunately, I had to travel. But I'm back now, and I'm here now. And yes, we're going to burn the place down today. Not literally, but we're going to burn it down.
I was scared when you said we're going to burn it down. Like, burn where down?
Yes. Fire, more fire, right?
Okay,
exactly.
I like the fire. I like the fire. So let us start off with Happy International Men's Day.
Thanks, man.
And before you came on, I was asking Nigerians, what is that one thing that excites you about being a man?
Well, I mean, just everything actually. Just the fact that we're made different. We're made to be strong. We're made to bear and sacrifice and be what we are for the world. You know what I mean, right? I mean, hey, I'm a Christian, and Christ, the Avatar, came as a man. Shows you a lot. You know what I mean, right? So it just shows that we have a position of power, a position of strength that we should never take for granted, and we should not take advantage of, undue advantage of.
That is deep. And it begs the question. I mean, I know you have men in your life, but is there any man right now that when you look at them, you look at the life that they have lived or they are still living, what is that one thing that you have learned from them? And what is that one thing you want to pass on to the next generation of boys?
Okay, well, so I would say something that there is a lot of toxic masculinity in the world at the moment. People don't realize what it takes to be a man because, unfortunately, the role models that we have are getting weaker and weaker, and they're not understanding the totality of being a man and the dichotomy that is between different things. So, but I would tell you for a fact that my father, he's late now, he's a man's man, you know what I mean, right? And he's the kind of man who's not afraid to throw down at any point, just like a man would. But in 60 years of marriage, I never as much as saw him even yell at my mother one time. He didn't even yell, not one time. There was never a time when he would say, stop that, not one time, in 60 years. And I was home a lot in those years, and I saw them, and I saw their relationship, and I saw that as much as he was a man's man, who was ready to fight for his family, tear his shirt, jump into a crowd, but he never yelled at my mother one time. So that in itself is where my conversation comes from, where we realize that we have a strength that is very important, but it's not to oppress. It is just to be able to support. Yeah.
Wow, but that is not something we see right now. And a lot of men think that, well, for a man to be vulnerable means that you are a weak man. What do you have to say about that?
No, vulnerability is not weakness. Vulnerability is an acceptance of the totality of what we are. There's no such thing as a unifaceted human being. Every human being has different parts of them. So that's why sometimes you see someone who's an armed robber, and when you talk to the family member, they say he was a nice man. He was very generous. And you're thinking, yeah, but the man atif now. But the thing is, what you've seen is a part that is shown to you. But every human being has that part. The people who will meet you and think that you're quiet. Some people will meet you and say, that guy talks too much. Some people see you and say, oh, he's so responsible. Some people say, that guy said, no, we're not anyhow person. So we have different parts of us, so we're supposed to embrace those parts, and being vulnerable is just one of the parts of a man that we need to start to learn to embrace, because if you don't bend, you break. You're emotional, feel your emotions. If you feel like crying, please don't let them trick you. Men cry too.
Men cry. But okay, men cry. So how do we start to change the narrative? Because the reality is that as much as we want to talk about men embracing this part of them, trust me, it is very, very hard. Very, very hard. So how do we change the narrative?
Well, basically, it's about driving these forces. There are stories that need to be told. The world adopts what is told to the world. They say life, art imitates life, and life imitates art. So it's a cycle that goes around. So it's important for people who are in the positions of power, and I mean people in the media, songwriters, singers, actors, politicians, people that are in the public view, you to start letting people realize that there's a part, because these days when you listen to songs, way back when I was growing up, I don't say we, I don't see who was in my generation in the studio, but when I was growing up, the songs that we had that were romantic, it was not bad for a guy to be romantic, to talk to a woman from a place of softness, a place of making himself vulnerable to her and telling her, this is who I am and I want you to come and join me here. But these days, man, if you show me your I will show you my you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's what the young boys think it is about. So there's no respect for women anymore, because basically the idea you have to respect someone when you can just pay for it, because there's less that way. Just pay for it. And the thing is, we need to start changing the narrative. So even from the songs, they need to start going that romantic way again. The movies start to have to show men in the positions of power and positions of vulnerability and positions of sacrifice that we really have, and that's it.
Oh wow. Wow, a lot has been said. Lagos, Nigeria. This is the Drive Time Cruise. Yemiblaq in the building. And
sir.
we started off with celebrating men, and he has told us what it means for him to be a man and how his father has shaped him into the man that he is right now. But before we go into, I was tempted, that's close to ask him about his musical career, but I know we'll get into that real quick. But let us start off. A lot of people do not know how you started, movie or Nollywood.
Yeah.
How did it start for you? Now, while growing up, for me, I always say this all the time. When I am at home having my bath, that is when somehow in my head I think that I can sing.
Yeah.
And so it took a lot of years for me to come out of that space.
Yeah.
And now this is where I am and doing a lot of things. So, but for you, what was the story like? Were you in the bathroom? Were you walking? Did you see a mantra? What was it like for you?
It's always been like that, because I think because both my parents are inclined towards the arts, so most of us also took that. And I've always loved the arts. I've always loved to express myself creatively, writing, drawing, singing, just being in that space. I started writing poetry when I was maybe 6-7 years.
Wow,
I just like to write, just like to express myself creatively, and that's how it began. So at some point, I've always loved music, because my mom, she would teach me some songs from way back, songs that she sang when she was in the primary school, songs she learned when she was in England, and all that. So I started singing with them. So one of the most beautiful memories of my life are the times that we spent together just harmonizing, you know what I mean? And that's how I learned to harmonize, just by ear. She would sing and I would sing something else to it, and that's how it started. So for me, I always loved that environment, loved the creativity of it, loved the expression found in there, and so it just blossomed into it. So when it started, I thought I was going to be a singer, and that was it. So I started writing rap in '89.
Wow.
Yeah, that's when I started writing rap and then putting things together. So that, but it was way before the time. It wasn't really a thing at the time. You know what I mean, right? And then after some time, Afrobeats now came, and then still tried to fall in this space. But at the place that I was, there was no support. You know what I mean? I'm talking way back in the days of Daddy Shoki and this guy's Junior and Pretty.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, right? So those kind of that era. So we tried. I had a couple of groups, Roots Complete, MOV, that's Masters of Verse. It was a rap group, but it just didn't work out. So at some point I let it go for a minute, and then acting was always there, because for me there was that. I just knew it was going to be in that space, and so I studied theatre arts. And one day I just said, I'm going to take it professionally. So that's why I went into.
Wow.
Yeah.
Were you making so much money that you had to stay on that line for a while, or it was born out of passion?
It's always passion. It's always been passion. Even till today, it's funny that I would think also people pay me to act. You know what I mean, right? Because I'm very passionate about it. So I'm thinking, what they don't know that I love this thing so much.
Yeah.
Well, we're not going to say that on radio, right?
Yeah.
We're not going to say that
We'll
on radio.
keep that off there. Wow. So people, the reason I'm asking is because not so many people know that. For me, there was a point in my life where I did radio for more than 4 years and I did not even get paid for a day.
Yeah.
4 years. And it was born out of passion.
Yeah.
But you see, in reality, aside from the passion, most times people expect you to get to a certain level because they expect that you're getting paid.
Yeah.
Was that the same case for you? The expectation from society and family and friends that you should be earning something?
Yeah, truth of the matter is that, I mean, for a lot of us who are very passionate about what we do, it's a general what's it called now? It's a general graph that we draw. You start doing it, you just because you love doing it, and then you don't get paid for it, and you don't really mind that much because I mean you're in the environment that you're really, really passionate about.
that.
But it's a process, you know, because even the Bible says iron sharpeneth iron. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
So it gets to a certain space where you're doing something and you don't realize that you're honing your skill, you're getting better at it, and every day you're grinding. You know what I mean, right? And you know what grinding is one thing and against another one, it becomes sharper. You know, so ultimately it's a thing that you needed to do, but you didn't know that you had to. You know what I mean, right? Because if you're paid for it, complacency could come into it. I think, yeah, I mean, I'm such a big boy already, but you're doing this thing. You're not being paid for it, but you're hungry. And if you look at it, look at most artists when they drop their first or second albums, it's almost always the best. Because they're hungry at that moment. Go back to Mushi to Mo Hits. Go back to, you know, all those guys. Yeah. There's just a body of work that's so beautiful and you think, oh my god. And then afterwards they're still talented. But it's just never like that.
You can never compare
because
the
the hunger. There's no more hunger. Now they're ambitious, now they're driven, but bros, hunger is a motivator.
That is so true. You know, a friend of mine was telling me recently that, come on, Famousamos, sometimes when you have a headache, it could be that there's problem or solution. Just eat first.
Yeah.
Just eat.
Hunger. You have no idea. The times that you think the most, think the sharpest, think the brightest in your life as a man are the times that you're hungry. When there's no hope, no food, nothing, my brother, the ideas that will hit you, they're divine. Spiritual ideas, boost. When you have food in your belly, that's when you're thinking, but the boys want you this evening, or let me just do 1 or 2 bottles of one thing. But that time, one more forget everything. But if I bring moon from the rain, then the rain will go to the...
Has it ever happened to you before?
Oh, yes, sir.
Can you take us real quick?
Oh yeah, I mean, there have been times in life where, I mean, there was a time that I went through an experience, and I was around 2020, and I made an investment in Bitcoin.
Oh, wow.
And I lost 54 million in one day.
In one day?
In one day, yes. And that's all the money that I had at the time. And then shortly afterwards, I invested in a bank, and I lost 20 million. So I lost almost in that back-to-back, I lost almost 100 million at that time. My brother, the kind of dangerous ideas that I had, oh my lord! At some point, I had to tell myself, my brain, I had to literally try to turn my brain off. I was being hit with ideas, boost. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So that's it. So it is really a thing. Hunger drives a man. It's a motivator.
Wow! If hunger is a motivator, or drives a man, how have you stayed consistent? Yemiblaq, you have been consistent for more than a decade. How? Because I know how challenging it can be. I can imagine. But for you, every single now, I go online and then I see Yemiblaq. I'm like, this man. Is it that you're not tired? But how have you stayed consistent with all the challenges?
Yeah, so for me, basically, it's about understanding what you do and loving what you do, and then being good at what you do. So I'm not one of those people that find it modest when they say, "Oh, you're good." I say, "Don't worry, don't mention it. I can mention because I know that I'm good." You know what I mean? So when you tell me, it's good for you to tell me. But before you told me, I already knew. You know what I mean, right? So, and I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't think I was good at it, you know? So, being positioned that way, for me, it's just understanding that acting is something that there's no retirement from, you know? Singers, too, I mean, if they handle themselves well, but a lot of times the society can force you to retire. But with acting, when you're younger, you play bobo roles. As you get older, you become an uncle. There's always stories about uncles. As you transition, you become the daddy. You know what I mean? And from there, you become grandpa. But the stories are still there until the final day that you clock. You know. So I mean, look at Harrison Ford. Look at Tom Hanks. Look at Clint Eastwood, who's in the 90s. Look at all those guys who are way older than the 80s and the 70s and the 90s, and they're still very. Look at Jackie Chan. Who's in the 60s. And is doing action films. So he's not even playing brother. He's you know what I mean, right? So at the end of the day, that's it. So for me, that's a motivator. Just understanding that are being blessed to have a gift that does not retire, to have a gift that can transition from point to point. So for at every point, it becomes defined by another thing, but it is still the gift.
And it becomes better by the time.
That's it.
But then again, so let's set a bit on Nollywood. Who is that actor right now that motivates you every single time when you feel like, well, maybe not giving up, but you just feel tired? But you look at this one person in the Nollywood scene right now, it amazes you what they do.
Well, I don't know about being tired. I've never been in that place before in my career where I thought, oh, you know, but it's nice to see someone like what's his name now? I mean, RMD, first of all. I was trying to remember Ogasonde. That's Ogadibayo. You know, these are guys that were working with Hubert Ogunde way back in the day, in the 70s. And they're still here. Uncle Jide Kusoko, those are guys that work with Hubert Ogunde way back, the father of theatre in Nigeria, in fact, the grandfather of theatre in Nigeria. And they're still here today, and they're still working, and they're still productive, and they're still in the mix, you know what I mean? So when you look at people like that, it just gives me motivation to think, okay, I mean, this guy is way older than I am, so compared to them, I'll be boy, you know? So I'll be continue, man.
That is so true. And it was Lagos. If you want to be part of the conversation, well, you can be part of it. Just call the studio lines 07041006991. That is the number for you to send me a message on WhatsApp, and also call. Yemiblaq is in the building. Remember, I told you that he is also a musician. So at some point, you know, on the show, most definitely he should sing for us or rap for us or give us something that a lot of us do not see all the time. Okay, let us go on a quick break. When I come back, then we'll talk some more to Yemiblaq. I'm very, very excited, actually. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. All right, you're welcome back. This is still the Drive Time Cruise. 28 minutes already past 5 p.m. and I still have with me in the studio Yemiblaq.
Yes, sir.
And it has been an amazing conversation, all right? So if you want to ask him any questions, please feel free. Drop a message on WhatsApp, and you can also call 07041006991. That is the number for you to call and send a message. And of course, Yemiblaq will answer all your questions. So one question that I've always wanted to ask to you, or ask you, Yemiblaq.
Talk to me.
You've played a lot of roles. Sometimes I see you act lover boy, and then you act one bad boy, and then you act Jackie Chan in Nollywood and all of that. Quite amazing. But which of these roles have been more challenging for you?
Okay, that's hard to answer, because really every role that I play is a departure from myself. It's not me at the moment, it's someone else. So every role is like that. But I remember sometime that I was a bit stressed, and I was in a movie project entitled The Imposter. And on this project, I had to play twins.
Oh, wow.
And both of them grew up in different circumstances. So their lives didn't turn out the same. So they had different personalities, different situations. And at the end of the day, something happened in their lives that threw them together. And one had to pretend to be the other, and the other had to pretend to be one. So in actual fact, that was me playing 4 roles.
Oh my goodness.
Playing Taiwo, playing Kendi, trying to be Taiwo, playing Taiwo, trying to be Kendi. Yeah, that's it. So it was a lot, but I mean, I'm glad I won an award for it. So
wow.
Yeah.
What award did you do?
Zuma Award.
Zuma Award.
Yeah.
Congratulations again.
Thanks, man.
That's amazing. But what is one myth? That's one myth that you think that, well, a lot of Nigerians find it very, very hard to accept, but it is not the reality.
Myth. I mean, what about myth in football? Myth in action? Myth in
Nollywood, actually.
Okay, so people just assume that a lot of times when you play one character and you play well, that character is you. But really, honestly, it's not. So sometimes you're just really good at what you do, and you're able to pretend to be something that you're not. So you shouldn't be taken for that. So I've been in places where I played a bad man who was really bad to his wife, and I went somewhere and the reaction was really violent. The women there didn't like me at all. The way they looked at me, the way that they were, pointing at me and making faces. And I mean, I just laughed it off, because to me, it's an endorsement of my abilities, but come on, guys, it's just make believe.
Okay, we have a caller. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Hi, Yemiblaq.
Hello.
Come on now. Your voice is broken the studio.
Thank you so much.
What a very strong voice you got there.
Thank you. It's on the line, please.
Come on, how about walking on radio?
Oh,
What is your name?
When you talk and give news, everybody will listen. Even if the news
Thank you so much, lady.
Nice job, you.
But you're gonna
Come on now, I always watch the things and do everything.
Thank you so much, lady. I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it. But we didn't get the name though.
Okay, Jamie.
Jenny.
Jenny from Ikeja. Jenny
Jenny from Ikeja. Nice to speak to you, Jenny. Thanks so much for all the
so
time.
much.
We really appreciate it. All right, bye-bye. Oh, I like Jenny. She's a nice person. We need more Jennys in our lives, yeah?
Oh, wow.
A little bit of sunshine.
I just,
We all need some Jenny in our lives. Thank you so much, Jenny.
Jenny, I'm disappointed. I mean, for a second, I thought that I'm the only man in your life, and suddenly you left me for Yemiblaq. Yemiblaq, how do you feel getting that compliment? Do you get that all the time?
That is how life is. Get used to it.
Oh my goodness.
Get used to it.
I did not see that coming. Oh my goodness.
I'm telling you.
But you get that all the time.
I mean,
The compliment.
Hey, yeah. I thank God for a good life. You know what I mean, right? And the fact that once again, this is part of life that we don't take for granted at all. Yeah, we really appreciate it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. How do you deal with women in your life? You know, I wouldn't say distractions, but sometimes they mean no harm. They just want to compliment you.
Yeah.
How do you deal with
I deal with women with respect. That's the only way that my father taught me how to deal with women, with respect, and I try as much as possible to do that. I try as much as possible to pass that to my son. You know, to realize that women are to be respected for several reasons. You know, and once in a while, of course, I may have stepped on toes, and I always use this opportunity every time that I get on a public forum like this to say that if you're a woman out there that I have offended at any point, trust me, it was not intentional, and I apologize for it. But I like to treat women with respect because that's just the only way to go.
True that. I mean, you look respectful, you look responsible, you look like a real man, and you also did tell us that you are a musician. So let's talk about music for a minute.
Yes, sir.
How has it been, the journey?
The journey it's just being a journey of passion, you know what I mean, right? So because for me, I've always liked music, and when I was younger, I thought that I was going to be, I was going to be out there. But as I've grown older, I realized that my love for music is not as much in the performance as it is in the creation of it. So I find myself being more, I tend towards creating music more. So I'm the kind of person that I lose all sense of time when I'm in the studio writing, producing, creating. I could be the whole day and not even eat sometimes because it doesn't really matter to me. So I realize now that I don't really necessarily want to be on stages jumping yo, but I just love to create music.
Have you ever considered maybe owning a record label?
Yeah, it was something that I actually started thinking about some time ago. But then at the point that we're in, record labels are run by people with extremely deep pockets. It's not just about your know-how. You need to have a lot. And when I mean
lot of money.
I mean a lot of money. So that's why some certain guys from a certain, area of life, they're into it now because they have resources that are, they're a lot and they can put it in there. So that's it. But trust me, you need a lot of money because I heard Falls was talking sometime and he said that even though he's an established artist promoting a song right now, you can spend up to 80 million promoting one track right now.
Just one track?
One track.
So if you have all the money,
exactly,
do you think, or let's say, who is that one artist you'd consider signing under your record label?
Established artist or no? As in,
let's say established artist.
Established artist that I would sign under my label.
Aside from Whiskey Davido Burna Boy.
Okay, Whiskey Davido Burna Boy. Okay, so this new guy, I forget his name now, the one who sang that you know the song?
Yes.
It's I think Anike or something like that. Yeah, that guy. I would think about that guy. I would think about Rebecca.
A big shout out to
Rebecca. Big shout out to
Amazing
Rebecca.
lady.
I think that Rebecca is very underrated. I think she's extremely talented, great freestyle artist, great singer, amazing vocalist, great writer. So yeah, Rebecca anytime. There's also another lady like that. That's kind of like in that Rebecca category. She's Moyemi or Moye or Modele or something like that. She's also really very talented. So those will be people I would think about. And for a guy, I've always liked. Okay, so who's popping right now as a guy that I think I would
There is
sign?
Mavo.
Okay. There's actually a guy, Muno, that I know from
Muno,
I don't know if you know him.
Well, yeah, of course I do.
Muno is very talented. I don't know what happened to Muno. He was with P Square and then at some point, but I don't know what happened. But he's a talent that I would love to say, let's put some money behind this guy and watch him fly. Because a good writer, good producer, good singer, he's just really talented.
Very, very good, actually. Big shout out to Muno, okay?
Yeah.
And so there's this thing going on right now about the big three, okay? Davido, Burna Boy, Wizkid, and Olamide recently came out to say or pronounce Wizkid as the greatest Afrobeat of all time. Do you agree with that?
Well, I don't agree with it, but I mean, it's all opinions. If I think that Shenko Bobo, that boy, is the biggest Afrobeat, then that's my opinion. So, but I think that at this time, in this day, I think that you can't take away from Burna Boy, the person he's become, the artist he is, and the global presence that he has. I really don't think you can take away from it.
For you, who is?
I would pick Burna Boy.
Burna Boy, why?
Just because of the fact that the placement, and then also I'm a songwriter, and I've always loved Wizkid's music, but I tend to like old Wizkid more than the new ones because then he was hungry and it showed. But now he's a big boy. He's established. You know what I mean, right? So it doesn't take away from the music, but that edge is no longer there. But with Burna Boy, as a songwriter, I associate more with him because the subject matter of his writing is very diverse. So you don't hear him talking about money and women and cruise alone. He's talking about topical issues. He's talking about situations, some humor. You know what I mean, right? So it's very all-encompassing, and I like that.
Nice. Anyways, feel free to call 07041006991. That is the number for you to call and also send a message, okay, on WhatsApp. And we're coming to the end of the show, and we cannot end this conversation without asking Yemiblaq, what have you been up to recently? How many songs have you dropped? How many movies have you released?
Yeah.
What are your future plans in Nollywood and also in the music scene?
Okay, so for me right now, I'm kind of heavy on. I'm leaning into the YouTube
movies
times now, yeah, because there's a world out there that hasn't seen what we're doing, and we have a chance to reach billions of people out there. So I'm about to start my own YouTube channel. Just working in the background at the moment because I want to start a couple of channels at the same time, which would be one that would look into movies, series and short films, and another one that would go into other kind of content that I like to create, shows, talk shows and small tidbits of the sort. So basically that's what's going on at the moment. So I'm just working in the background, and very soon, once the soup done, I'm running over here so we can have that complete conversation. And as per music, I'm still writing. I write all the time. I love creating, and I also want to be able to use the channel of my YouTube to be able to promote some of the music that I'm going to do. And it's not just because I want to be an artist. I think just want to put it out there first of all so people can listen to me, they can hear me, and then who knows, become a songwriter, because that is more fulfilling to me than anything. Just being able to hear my creation. I don't necessarily, I've grown up and I realized that I don't like the spotlight. I don't like.
Can you say that again? You don't like the spotlight?
Yeah. So I've grown up.
Really?
Even when I was younger, I love art, but I've never liked the spotlight. I don't like to walk in a room and be the center of attraction. I don't like everyone trying to shake my hand. I don't like people trying to take photos. I just want to be anonymous.
Normal human being.
Yeah. So, and I've always been that person. I'm a very simple person.
Is that a bad thing though?
No. I mean, it's a good thing. That's my personality, and I embrace it totally. I don't like going out. Clubbing is not my thing. I don't, because the noise is too much for me. So You know what I mean, right?
Thank goodness I have another person saying it.
Yeah,
Like,
so
the noise is something
too
else.
much for me. I can't bear it, and then you're staying awake all night. I don't sleep so much at night, so
Yeah.
I get back from clubbing around 4 o'clock. I sleep and I wake up at 6 o'clock. Everyone is sleeping till evening, but I'm the only one that's awake. You know, so it just doesn't work for me. So once in a blue moon, and I mean maybe once or twice a year, when people I know they say, "Oh, let's go out," I would do that. You know,
They literally had to force you.
Obligatorily, I would do it, but. There's never been a day in my whole life that I've woken up and said, "I'm going clubbing today." Not me. I like to stay home. I like to stay home.
You're a family man.
Yes, I like to be inside.
So how do you unwind?
That's my unwinding. As in
At home.
when they say, "Oh, we're outside," me, I'm like, "I'm inside."
Jay, say you're hearing from Yemiblaq. Yemiblaq says he wants to be at home.
No, I like to be at home. I promise. As in, it's not even something. I've grown to an age now where nobody. You know if you flog me. You know, you know what I mean. So I'm accepting of the person that I am, and I'm not afraid to say. I don't like noise. I don't like trouble. I don't like stress. You know what I mean, right? So anything's going to put me in a place where there are too many. I don't even like too many people, and I mean that.
We seem to have a lot of
Oh yeah. So I can't stand being in a crowd of people for too long. I need to be away from there to go and recharge my battery because it expends my battery when I'm in the midst of people and all that. So I'd rather just, you know.
Okay, we have a caller. Hello.
See, another plus to Yemi there. That's another plus. Not
Jenny.
staying at home, stay with the family. Good one. That's a nice one there.
Thank you so much, Jenny.
A big plus.
Is this Jenny?
A big plus.
of course it is.
Jenny, of course.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Jenny, come on.
Nice
quick.
one. Nice one.
Thank you so much, Jenny.
Not the club inside. Where you? I'm outside. No, me, I'm inside.
I'm inside.
Good one.
Trust me.
Nice one. Trevor, are you there?
Well, finally you acknowledge. Wow, that's nice to know.
Yeah,
okay?
that's-
But then again, what is the most amazing? I like to use that word amazing gifts that you have ever received from a fan.
Most amazing gifts I've ever received from a fan. Okay, so this is also me, and trust me, I'm not trying to get brownie points. I'm not much of a very materialistic person. So the
Wow.
things that are important to people, you know, big cars and flashy clothes and jewelry, they're not very important to me. So I think the best gift I've ever received from a fan has just been the gift of their unadulterated friendship.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So
my goodness.
So above and beyond anything, it was not the money they gave me. I mean, I've been in places where someone's given me some money and but you know that I really appreciate it. But for me, the greatest gift ever is just someone saying, you know what, I'm your friend and you can count on me. And so for that, for my friend, I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful.
Who's this friend? You
Her
want to
name
mention
is
him?
Lillian. Actually, she's in Canada. She's an amazing person. We became friends a long time ago. I think almost 18 years ago. She reached out to me on Facebook, and initially I thought it was someone who was spamming me, you know, and I was a bit apprehensive. But over the years, you know, this lady has proved to be very consistent. She's a friend, and she always says, you know, whatever happens, I got you. And it's without string, without. She's just a good, solid human being who says, whatever it is you're going through, I've got you.
This is a woman we're talking about. Yeah?
Yes.
Wow. So do you believe that a man and a woman can be friends for
Oh,
that
yeah.
long without anything intimate?
Especially when they're not in the same continent. For men and women, friendship can be very dicey when they're in the same space. Because when you're in the same space, and then all the signals and all those chemicals and hormones can happen. But when you're living so far apart, I mean, hey, you know what I mean, right? So it's easier to be friends that way because, I mean, she has her, and she's a family person, you know. So I'm not gonna, there's no way I'm gonna mess with that, and you know, so she's amazing, and I just really like the fact that over the years, you know, someone says this is who I am, and they've stayed that way.
Wow.
Yeah.
A big shout out to you. Okay, if you're listening to us right now. Her name again is
Lily.
Lily.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Thank you very much,
Bless you.
Yemiblaq. It has been an amazing conversation right here on the Drive Time Quiz. Hopefully, we'll have you come around again. Your future project would love to have you come and talk about it. All of that.
Trust me, I'd like to be here.
How many songs have you recorded recently?
So this year I've started recording some snippets, and what I mean by that is ultimately when my YouTube channel starts, I'm going to use those songs to introduce it. So they're tied to me as an artist, tied to me in the music. So it's just basically promotional songs. But so far, for that, I've written 3 of them already. But for other songs, I mean, I've probably written like maybe 10 or so. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
for a man who's busy.
Oh yeah. But you can't turn it off. Sometimes you're just walking down the road and the song starts to write itself. So
true. So you want to do a freestyle for us right now? I know Jenny wants to hear you do a freestyle, and also Lee. So you want to do a freestyle or you want to rap?
Okay, so there's something that I'm working on, and it says, "Where you come from, Nigeria? Where you be from, America? Where you come from, Jamaica? You got to know the lingua franca if you show your face for we area. Now pidgin English we dey scatter. Now in be our own patois. You got to know the lingua franca."
Wow. What inspired that?
So basically, just understanding that at the point that I wrote the song, people just wanted to be white. People just wanted to be foreign all the time. So I would go somewhere. I like to speak pidgin a lot. The only reason I've not done that on the show is because I've realized it's an English show. But me, I like to.
That is the last thing you would do.
My brother,
continue this one with pidgin.
Throughout the whole day, I just speak pidgin like 95% of the time.
You didn't speak pidgin?
Now the real language, you don't get me that now.
Normally,
English language, another person language, but pidgin, now the one we say we don't try, we don't culminate, we don't associate, we don't distill, and we don't arrogate to ourselves. So at the end of the day, now we can't run.
Normally.
So at the end of the day, when people I call this pidgin, they come to say, "Hey, Yemiblaq, don't sound like that." Like I don't understand.
Normally, say when you enter here, don't they talk say
the way when they sound, but it not mean I know if it's pidgin. And when I enter my language, will be Ondo language. I'll see the broken like say now you know.
So you even be Omo Odo
town now.
But yeah, now you feel anyone.
So kide de wan o ko mi Yemiblaq mi omo wan mo de fi na gba lon agbe wa o odon awo yi ero na ku o aforo na gba lon we se o. You know?
Talking for pidgin.
I say, well, by the grace of the Almighty, they say, my name is Yemiblaq. I greet everybody where they are there. So, by the grace of the Almighty, now we don't enter the ba month. Nothing bad will happen to us. So, everybody when they work out, they go meet goodness and mercy. Everybody when they travel, go meet their people. They go meet them where. When they come back, where safety for all of us. And next year, the kind of money we go make. Even though the economy don't scatter, don't big, all of us go see better Allah time we will receive next year in Jesus' name.
Amen. What exactly is big?
My brother, like big, that's a little bit of bass goes on.
There is a young man listening to us right now.
Yes, sir.
And he's motivated.
Yes.
He's inspired. He wants to go into acting and also music.
Yeah.
What would be your advice to him right now?
Just make sure that first of all you get your validation. A lot of times people come into music and they say, "Oh, I'm so good," and you listen to them and they're not good at all. But the family lies to them. So a lot of time people just lie. So people, first of all, stop lying to your children. If they're not good, they're not good. They can be good to something else. Just let them know what's up. But make sure that you get your validation from people get your evaluation from people who are outside your immediate circle. Listen to them, get to know, and they say you're good and they're okay, no wahala, then go out for it, man. Whatever it takes. It's a hard world out there. Don't expect, by next week I would have blown. Yeah, I don't blow anything, my brother. It takes a lot. It's a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of dedication. It takes a lot of grind. Trust me, I was listening to an interview with MI recently, and he said all this young guy just think is like that. He said the last time he spoke with Emeka, what's his name now? Black Bones, that he had 300 songs on his laptop. That he just written in a short period, 300.
Wow.
That just written and recorded. You know what I mean, right? People are grinding. So don't think, I have 3 songs, I have 3 tracks, bros. You never start to.
You don't even start at all.
Start at all.
Wow.
That's what's up.
Thank you very much, Yemiblaq. You have been an inspiration today on the show. And again, we are waiting, for that project, and we'll be ready to have you. Thank you so much. So, guys, well, thank you. Let us go on a quick break, and when I come back, of course, the show still continues. Yemiblaq, thank you. God bless you.
Yes, sir.
Vibes, they flow.